So before it was Piru Street Boys, original Piru Street Boys, what did they call themselves then?
They was always. They was always neighborhood.
Welcome back. It's the
Perfect.
State your name right here, brother man.
Philip Ashley, man. I grew up on Tejada, 139th Street.
State your name.
P. Walker. Dexter Walker.
What's your street name?
Westside Piru.
Westside Piru.
What's your street name?
Westside Piru.
Westside Piru. Westside Piru.
So, do your homework on high.
Before we get into that, man, when y'all came up in these streets, man, who did y'all run with when y'all was coming up, man? Who did y'all follow around this motherfucker before it was original Piru Street Boys, before that shit started?
I understand your point. However, you're wrong.
So before it was Piru Street Boys,
Who?
the original Piru Street Boys.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, what did they call themselves then?
They was always. They was always neighborhood.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
So before it was Piru Street Boys, original Piru Street Boys, what did they call themselves then?
They was always. They was always neighborhood. They was neighborhood, and then all of a sudden, they just said, you know what? Fuck it.
He is correct.
Wait! There's more!
So how was it at Centennial, man? Was there any Crips there when y'all was going?
Front boys, we had the front boys, you had Carver Park, you had Bona Park.
Okay. So was they kicking up dust?
Hell no. They was trying, but nigga, we always knew. We was too deep. We was deep.
Y'all was too deep?
We was deep in the hood.
So I heard they was kicking up dust, man.
No.
I heard they was kicking up dust, man. I heard once upon a time they took over Centennial.
Who?
You know what I'm saying?
What?
The Crips.
Shit. Ain't no crib ever took over shit.
Is that right? So,
Ain't
okay.
No Carver Park, no motherfucking Mona Park, no front boys did not take over.
So did they have any heavy hitter? Did they have any heavy hitter Crips up there at Centennial?
No, I didn't fuck with them.
Okay.
Fuck them.
Okay.
Fuck 'em.
Okay. So tell me about the history of Centennial. How the Crips and the Pirus interacted with it. Was they separated? Was they on one side?
At one time, the Crips and Piru had an alliance going on. But
Yeah.
when they jumped on, when Carver Park jumped on Ralph Carter and Lil Vince, that's when the shit got split. We said, fuck that shit.
Do your homework.
He is correct.
For the block, let them know for the block, nigga, yeah. This shit is on. I got love for the block 9 times for the block, nigga, yeah. This shit is on. I got love for the block, let them know for the block, nigga, yeah.
Let's get the real history. The name. You got 165 block, but then you also say neighborhood block.
No, that was all in one.
Yeah, they just came from there. It just more from one to there.
165th Street neighborhood block crip.
Right. Okay.
But we really was just saying block crip back then.
Right. But then later on somebody added neighborhood crip. Like
this was original neighborhood.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Right. But then later on somebody added neighborhood crip. Like
this was original neighborhood.
Okay.
In the beginning we was neighborhood.
Think about it. Do y'all homework.
Where does the block come from?
How you doing now?
That's the block we was on.
Everybody hanging on more than
Yeah, 165th.
Yeah. So we went from neighborhood block to block crip. You know what I mean? Just like on the west side, they used to say block crip too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We were Compton's first
Neighborhood block crip.
That is correct.
One time, the Crips and Piru had an alliance going on.
So before it was Piru Street Boys, original Piru Street Boys, what did they call themselves then?
They was always. They was always neighborhood.
Like this was original neighborhood.
Okay.
In the beginning we was neighborhood.
Is this camera on me? Yes. Use your common sense.
All right, welcome back. It's the dog. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit like, share, and comment if you like. Now, we about to get into this. So, I did my homework. I was searching high and low, near and far, and the oldest and only seemingly legit source I could find with anything pertaining to the Piru Street Boys came from an article I found written, I'm going to have to assume, by Alex Alonso from streetgangs.com. So it says here, streetgangs.com/blood/Piru. It says here, Piru gangs of Los Angeles County. It says Piru gangs in Los Angeles County, which, that's not just the city of LA, y'all. That includes like the suburbs of LA, which is what? Compton. Compton's a suburb of LA. So the suburban ass Pirus, right? These are suburb niggas. Now look here, I'm an inner city, South Central Minneapolis mofo. I don't know what it's like to be a suburban gang member, okay, in the suburbs. But let's go over the Compton, the Compton suburbanites, Pirus, and all that. Let's hear what it says about them. Now it says Pirus are a collection of LA County street gangs that fall under the Blood Alliance. Okay? Now, that first sentence, I'm going to have to push back a little bit and challenge that, because first off, there's only one gang, Blood Gang. So that would make these what? Cliques. Okay? Sections. Short for section is sets. So these are individual sets, sections, cliques. The Pirus are a clique of the Blood Gang, okay? Clique, not the gang. There's no such thing as the Piru Gang, okay? That's some new nigga shit with the Pirus just getting bigger and deeper now. And now they got a little bit of extra dip on their chip. And plus, they've been at it with each other for a long time. The Pirus have been fighting the Pirus and other Bloods and everybody else because, they're so, misinformed and silly, and, they fight over bullshit and no one's correcting them. They don't have no good leadership. All their leadership is fried or imprisoned. So you got to deal with these young goofies who are always pushing separation and infighting. So I don't want to continue with that. That's why I do this. That's why I'm taking the time out of my day to do some correction around this motherfucker, so that, we could just get along. We can unite, right? Because the truth will set us free. Now, if y'all continue on lying and pressing separation and division, we're never going to get ahead, and we're always going to be at each other's throat, and we all might as well just surrender to the crabs right now. So if y'all don't want to surrender to the crabs, look here, I didn't join this shit to take a loss. I want to end this war, and the way to do that is with, good, proper demonstration, strong tactical advantage as far as information and intel, being on one accord with one another, and execution, flawless execution. That's pretty much that's my battle plan. And if y'all have something better, we politic it. But anyways, so that's the first sentence we're gonna go over. So we had to clear that up. Second, it says the first Piru formed off of Piru Street on the west side of Compton around 1970. I'll merch on that. I would say that that's true for the most part. I wouldn't say it's necessarily 1970. You should have put like approximately 1970 or some shit, because you don't know what the fuck date it was. And no one really knows exactly which date it was. Everybody knows around the 70s. You could just put the 1970s with an S on the end, and that would have been more accurate. But anyways, let's keep on going. Lastly, you said, what was it? Here we go. You said the first set of Piru in Compton was called the Piru Street Boys. On the other side of Compton, Looters Park, the East Side Pyrus formed. Now, I'm going to have to call cap on that. Why? You don't have no evidence of that, Alex Lonzo. Where's your evidence that there was ever a Piru Street Boy clique or any of that type of shit? Do you have any of that? And what I mean evidence, I mean, do you have any newspaper clippings? You know, something, a valid source is what I'm trying to say. Not your, crackhead interviews that you be doing with these fucking nobodies. You know, these goddamn, random people you just pull off the damn street and just interview like S. Wiggins do.
He's a J-Cat.
Explain that to me.
All right, like really, J-Cat is weirdos or somebody like probably like brain fried off of drugs or heavily off meds. You know what I'm saying? And they can't really conduct themselves the proper way, and they do weird shit like he doing out there. You know what I'm saying?
It's a hard one, man. Man, when I started this channel like a year ago, man, dude, I was super duper addicted to perks, man. Huh? Man, dude, I was super duper addicted to perks, man.
That's tough. My guy.
I was crazy on it, man. Man, dude, every day I would wake up while I'm doing these videos.
Fuck you. Haram.
S. Wiggins would interview any goddamn body. As long as that motherfucker was, pushing the narrative he wanted people to have, he gonna get anybody. He'll crackhead, junkie, like him, all that shit. Bad people, dropouts, whatever. He will put them on the mic. As long as they saying something he gonna put them on the mic. And I don't think you're above that either, Alex Lonzo. I don't think Kev Max above that either. Okay, so that's why I've been questioning y'all tactics for a long time, because y'all never seem to, fact check any of these people. Y'all just let them say whatever they want to say, and there's not really any oversight after they done said it. Y'all don't really do any damn fact checking. Y'all don't, do any of that. So that's why I gotta question, y'all legitimacy. So with that being said, Alex Alonso, I would love for you to prove that there was such a thing called the Piru Street Boys with a valid, credible source. Like I said, a newspaper clipping would do. A valid, source, a credible source of any other sort. Wherever you get it from, as long as it's valid and credible, it's not that we wouldn't review it or, dissect it or anything. I don't know what your sources are, so I'm not going to just sit up here and say a whole bunch of sources. You're a smart guy. I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. So, but if you don't, I say I would love for you to retract this Piru Boys Street nonsense, because it's not true. Okay? I know a lot of Westside Pirus. We done, had our kumbayas and our deliberation about our history, and none of them ever mentioned Piru Street Boys. That never was a thing. However, neighborhood was a thing. So that's how I knew when this dude said neighborhood, the Jack was neighborhood for them too. I was like, oh, is that a fact? That's true, because, all of us are neighborhood bloods. All of us are connected to the West Side neighbors. And not only the West Side, but it's like, you have the East Side neighborhood bloods. You got South Side neighborhood bloods. All of us are neighborhood bloods. North Side neighborhood bloods over there in Inglewood. Ain't they North Side? So you got all these different neighborhood bloods, but all of us are in fact neighborhood bloods. That's just what it is. Whether you claim to be a Piru or not, it's the same thing. Neighborhood Piru is neighborhood bloods, same shit. So, from the B to the P to the G, even, it's all the same shit. So, yeah, ain't nothing bigger than that big old B though. So shout out to the homies on Bloods. What else? You wrote in here the Piru Street Boys morphed in the West Side Pirus. Then eventually other Piru sets formed in Compton in opposition to the Crips. I'm gonna have to disagree with that entire sentence. They morphed. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? No, I don't believe they morphed into anything. I don't believe they ever existed as far as the Piru Street Boys. Now, the first clique of Pirus that I can remember outside of the neighborhood identity was Fruittown Piru. Fruittown Piru is the first on the west side as far as I know. They're the first. Then after that was the West Side Pirus. And look here, even before there was all that, there were Neighborhood Bloods before there was all that. There was Neighborhood. According to the second generation West Side Piru, before there was West Side Piru, according to him, they was Neighborhood. And the Orr Street Boys, before Fruittown was even Fruittown Piru, they were the Orr Street Boys. The Orr Street Boys have a direct relationship to the Neighborhood Bloods, which will make them what? Neighborhood Bloods. More than likely, Fruittown was Jack and Neighborhood Blood too, if we just use our common sense. Now, do I have evidence of that? I have, some sources. Can I say that they're so-called credible? I wouldn't necessarily say I could prove that they're credible, but I have some sources that, I've thrown that out. But if anybody from Fruittown want to hop in my comment section and let me know, is that a fact or not? Like, yeah, that's a fact. Or y'all could even be like, oh no, Westside Pirus are the ones that put us on, even though they were neighborhood too. So I guess, I don't know. Y'all let us know how the hell y'all came into being, and how y'all got the jack. I'm gonna have to assume that, y'all were either West Side Pirus, like the West Side Pirus over there, and y'all differentiated yourselves with the, Fruittown identity by, y'all streets and all that. Y'all was like, oh, why don't we just push the town? We from Fruittown, be Fruittown Piru. So I don't know how that work out. I'm not from Fruittown, so I can't really tell y'all. But as far as I can recall, y'all, Fruittown is a old set, if not the oldest set on the west side. So y'all gotta let me know about that. And, that's a little outside of my direct knowledge. But if I had to make an educated guess, I'm gonna say it was either West Side Pirus or Fruittown. Now I could be surprised and y'all just come out of nowhere and go, nah, it was a Neighborhood Pirus. I could be taken aback. And look here, a lot of other Pirus hoods are defunct. So there was other Piru hoods that were there and then got flipped into being Crips. Like these Park Pirus. I'm gonna show y'all. Alex Alonso did an interview where these Pirus went from being some Park Boys. I think it was West Park Boys or some shit. So the Park Boys turned into Pirus, Park Pirus, and then they turned into Hustlers, and then they turned into Crips. Now, in this video, Alex Alonso kept on saying, what he kept on saying? He kept on saying Piru Street Boys to this guy. He was like, oh, well, the Piru Street Boys is this, the Piru Street Boys is that. This is where the person on the other side never says, not one time, doesn't say anything about the Piru Street Boys. Now, he talks about West Side Piru. Now, he's a West Park Piru. Formerly, he was a West Park boy, according to him. Now, Alex Alonso kept on repeating this narrative about the Piru Street Boys. This dude never identified as himself as a Piru Street boy. Now, This dude never even says the words Paru Street Boys. The only person who's saying that is Alex Alonso. Just like when Slick asked the other dudes, they never once say they were Paru Street Boys. They said that they were Westside Parus. So neither did Slick nor Alex never do an interview with anybody who was a Paru Street Boy. Y'all catching my drift? Neither one of them have any evidence of there ever being a Paru Street Boy. Now, I guess with this interview, you could say, oh yeah, there was a West Park Boys. Yeah, we actually got members we talking to, blah, blah, blah. They don't have any members of the Paru Street Boys that ever had an interview. They don't have any evidence that there was any such clique on the west side of Compton. Okay? They don't have that. The only thing that they have is Alex Alonso pushing this narrative for whatever reason. Oh, I know the reason. I know exactly the reason. The reason why they push this made up myth is that they want to make the Parus older than what they are, and they want to claim that the Parus were out before the Blood Alliance, which is not true. It's not true. No matter how you cut it, whether you are talking about the LA Bloods or the Chicago Bloods. The Chicago Bloods predate the Blood Alliance on the West Coast. The Chicago Bloods have evidence of this in the Chicago Review. The paper specifically talks about the Blood Alliance. Okay? And if you go to Chicago gang history, you will find Chicago Bloods, specifically outlaw Bloods in the city of Chicago. Okay? And they predate the Crips and the Blood Alliance in LA. See, they started in 1966, which is years before 1969. Okay? And that's in the paper. So that's something that's provable. It's not the flimsy bullshit that they got about the LA history. Because look here, the LA history is a mystery. You got some people say the 70s. You got some people that say the 60s. It's not, and on top of that, you're listening to non-credible sources. No one's pulling up paperwork showing, hey, this is what it says in the paper. This is what it says. I got pictures. There's pictures y'all got pictures for every fucking thing else. But y'all ain't got one picture of nobody from the 60s or 70s claiming to be a Paru Street Boy. Y'all don't have that. Y'all don't have any evidence of no damn Crips prior to the 70s. Okay? All right, Alex Alonso, since you're focused on street gang history, why don't you cover the truth about the Blood Alliance? Why you got BPS over there claiming to be Bloods over there, but they're not Bloods over here? Why you never wanted to cover that history? Why not, Alex Alonso? Because it would debunk your bullshit ass historian nonsense that you got going on, because you want to push that the Crips predate us, and you going around saying that Raymond Washington was an avenue, which is 1,000% not correct. You went on several publications saying that Raymond Washington was the Avenue member, and that is 100% incorrect. Craig Munson got on your channel and told your ass that wasn't correct. Craig Munson said that Raymond Washington was a reject. He rejected him. Not only did he reject him directly, Baba Louie said he witnessed the same thing. He said that he witnessed Raymond Washington false claim avenues. He said that in your
interview, Alex Alonso. So if both of these people as witnesses say this, and then you turn around and go, oh no, he was a member. He was a former member at Avenues. That means you are full of shit, Alex Alonso. See, when I heard you saying that, I had to stop watching you. I had to stop supporting you. I had to stop going, oh, Alex Alonso's a reliable source. Because Alex Alonso's not a reliable source. He's obviously has an agenda. He's twisting history. Jamel Barnes said that about you. And a lot of others said this about you. See, a lot of those originals, if they actually are, being honest, if they're not your paid little puppets who would do anything for $20, they would tell us the truth about you, Alex Alonso, and they would say you are not a credible source. Okay? So, with that being said, y'all, I issue out a challenge to any of y'all gang historians, whether we talking to Alex Alonso, Trayshawn Wiggins, pillhead ass. He's a pillhead junkie, but he's going around. He wants to be a gang historian. Trayshawn Wiggins, I would get you a damn Zanny. I'll contribute, to your fucking, money, so you don't have to rob your friends and family. I would donate to you if you could, go over to them Compton Pyrus, like you did with them backstabbing Pyrus, who are not valid, who are not sanctioned by any damn Pyrus. Look, as soon as I heard that, I would have got up out of there. I'd have been like, hey, it was nice. It was nice meeting y'all. Little bitch, exposed the fact that y'all not real Pyrus. I had to get up out of there. I'd have wrapped it up right there. Oh, thank y'all. But, you're not valid, so I got to get up out of here. That's what I would have did if I was Wiggins, but Wiggins is a buster. He'll allow anybody to say anything. Yeah. All he is he just nods and say, yeah. With all due respect, before I ask any questions, because I'm a bitch and I'm scared that y'all might slap the fuck out of me. But look here, them bitch ass niggas wasn't gonna do nothing to you. Okay? Matter of fact, they protected you. They fed you more than in one way. They offered to feed you, pay for your food or get you food on camera. They're just gonna feed the crab more than just information, which is treason. Okay? The crabs are their direct enemies. These are LA Pyrus. That means the Crips are their direct enemies. They're from the east side of LA. Okay? Look here, the Crips ain't my direct enemies. The Crips are foreigners who came here. Okay? They were sent here, matter of fact. Fuck you mean? The LA Crips came here as foreigners. Our first enemies was GDs. Yeah. Our first enemies were GDs and Vice Lords and shit like that. Y'all niggas came here and then y'all wanted to smoke because y'all had the blood enemies from LA. Yeah. So we ended up having to take that beef. We took on the beef with the GDs, with our association with the Vice Lords. Then we took on the beef with the Crips from the Pyrus. Yeah. We caught all y'all enemies. Y'all ain't never catching none of our enemies because we don't have no goddamn natural enemies. We don't got no enemies. These niggas want to be our enemies because they want to infiltrate our hood. They want to take over our hood, but we stood up and fucked y'all over. We stood up and fought back and successfully defended our neighborhood, even up to including a lot of our lives. Dead homies. Shout out to all the fallen homies that died here, put their life on the line here, hung out around here, and brought a semi line of, I ain't gonna say that all these niggas is out here trooping and whooping like that, protecting the hood like they should. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that. But there was a certain level of threat that if you came over here on bullshit, the niggas outside might get on that with you. So even that small chance and percentage of maybe kept a lot of enemies away. Anyways, because look, it was many of times where I came from my neighborhood where I was being chased by enemies and motherfuckers would stop as soon as I got on my block or as soon as I got in the hood. You know why they stopped? Because there was a huge chance that my neighbors would assist me and protect me. So I had a level of security and safety that I felt that I never got to experience again. Once I, started moving around and once I hit adulthood. When I hit adulthood, all of a sudden, it's just you versus the world. But when I was a shorty, when I was a youngster, oh yeah, man, I used to feel like the hood was all good in the hood. As long as I could get to the hood, it would be okay. Everything would be fine. As long as I got to this motherfucker. Because whatever enemy was coming after me, they weren't going to be able to fuck me over here. That's one thing. Not in this motherfucker. Not as known as I am. Not as loved as I am. Because I love the hood. And the hood loved me back. With that being said, y'all. Alex Alonso. One more time. I issue you a fucking challenge. If you could prove the Piru Street Boys actually existed, I would be inclined to, say, oh, Alex Alonso, you're a valid historian and blah, 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 my fault. You were right. I was wrong. S. Wiggins, you want to prove yourself a historian? Prove that there was some Piru Street Boys for real like that. Who else? Kev Rap Videos. Yo Buster ass. Prove that there was some damn Piru Street Boys. Cause all three of y'all, I believe, have went with this narrative without any evidence of there actually being any clique from the west side of Compton known as the Piru Street Boys. And I'm talking about evidence, Alex Alonso. I'm going to talk to you because obviously, you're smarter than both of these slow ass crabs. Now, Alex Alonso, you do know what a credible source is, right? You should know that, right? A credible source would be like a newspaper clipping with, these guys' name in the paper, dates and documents. Hell, use a police report. You use a police report. A police report would be valid evidence, an affidavit that would have a date, time, and organization of the so-called gang. Use that. Go into y'all data reports and find something credible. I don't want to hear smokers. Somebody you probably paid $15 to just say whatever the hell you want them to say. I don't want to hear y'all junkies getting on the camera go, oh yeah, that was true. Yeah, we gotta debunk Swoop. So we just, hey, old, you pull a slick and just pull some old niggas. Old niggas, you was around back then, wasn't you? No. We need evidence, some proof. Now I'm gonna let Slick get away with that just this one time. Because what the dude said checked out. What the old nigga said for the most part checked out. See, the entire time they was looking at Slick crazy. Every time he said Piru Street Boys, they never said that one time. The only person who kept on saying Piru Street Boys was Slick. None of them was like, oh yeah, we was Piru Street Boys. I watched that whole entire interview. I didn't hear them niggas say that they were Piru Street Boys. They said they was Westside Pirus. And before that, they was Neighborhood. So yeah, just FYI, people. Just FYI. This is true historian, true journalism, even though I'm not a journalist, but this is how you do a proper, thorough, assessment or documentary. You know, this is how you got to have valid sources, okay? Don't give me a documentary of a bunch of crackheads who are not valid sources, okay? Get valid sources, Alex Alonso, before you run with the narrative, especially something as serious as the history of the Parus. You have to have credible sources, which you don't. You don't have that when it comes to the Paru Street Boys. Look, y'all don't have not one picture from the 60s or the 70s or at least early 70s. I don't see not one kid on that motherfucking street to be, oh, this is Paru Street. We're the Paru Street Boys. I ain't never seen a picture like that. I'm pretty sure if y'all had pictures like that, y'all would show it all over the place. It'd be all over the place. Like how they had them damn kids over in those projects in Watts. The what is it? What was they? The Grape Street Crips over there, or the PJ Watts Crips. When them little ass kids was over there taking pictures with the guns, throwing up the crab and all that shit. Blood. Yeah, see, those were kids. Those are boys. Little ass children. Now, y'all don't got no pictures like that when it comes to them Paru Street Boys. Look, the only picture y'all have of any members of the Paru Street Boys, according to y'all, was Puddin'. Now, y'all only have like 2 pictures of Puddin'. And the nigga is throwing up PB in the motherfucking picture. Now, how could it be Paru Boys if the pictures that y'all have of Puddin' is him as a grown-ass man? He was a grown-ass man when he was taking them pictures. Like this picture right here on the screen. This nigga's a grown-ass man. He's not a boy. He's not even close to being a little boy. Okay? So y'all don't have no pictures of this nigga as no boy claiming to be Paru Street Boy, but y'all said that he started the Paru Street Boys. How could he start the Paru Street Boys if he's not a boy? Okay? How could he be a member of the Paru Street Boys if he's not a boy? We talking about a grown-ass man. This nigga a grown-ass man at this point. No. No. Come on now. And then a lot of y'all try to say that Raymond Washington was a kid when he started the Crips. How? Y'all don't have no evidence of that. Y'all have no goddamn evidence of that. The only time y'all got so-called pictures of Raymond Washington was Raymond Washington is a grown-ass man. As a grown-ass man, I ain't seen not one picture of Raymond Washington with no Crip attire on or nothing. He don't have no regalia on. This nigga just like a regular-ass nigga. I never seen a picture of Raymond Washington throwing up C's or none of that shit. So how do we even know that this nigga's Raymond Washington? How do we even know that that's Raymond Washington as a Crip? We don't know that. We don't know that to be a fact. But y'all running around saying that it's a fact. Fuck out of here, blood. Listen here. Look, you gotta challenge these motherfuckers because they running around saying this shit, but they ain't proving this shit. They're just not. They're not. They're not proving it. They haven't proved shit. And then they break out Tookie Williams. Tookie with his booty shaking ass, booty shaking crab. He was the original West Side booty shaker. He a booty shaking crab ass nigga. The nigga showed up on a gong show with 2 chicks, and one of those chicks had a male torso. Okay? If y'all looking at this video straight on, it's the one on the right. The other one looks like a female, biological female. But the other one is for sure a man. Okay? That is a dude. 100%. Because of that waistline. That is the waist of a man. Okay? And he's shaking his booty, bumping booties with their ass. What the?
the leader of the Crips, the founder of the West Side Crips, or the leader of the West Side Crips, or whatever y'all want to call him. He up here and and this nigga up here booty shaking and doing all this other shit. Literally booty shaking. And y'all want me to take this nigga serious as the leader of the West Side Crips. The fuck? Yeah. What the fuck? Y'all niggas out y'all mind. Anyways, like I said, I would donate. Nah, look. I don't got the YouTube checks like you niggas, so don't act like I'm about to drop a bag, but I will drop something of use. You know, like S. Wiggins, you would definitely be able to get a pill or two. I know that's you'll get down. Shit, you might be able to get at least a thing of gas from me, Alex Alonzo, something. I'm just saying, I'll donate to you niggas, and I'll make a video saying that y'all proved it, beyond a shadow of a doubt. If y'all actually have any evidence from any credible source, but if you don't have it, then you have to go, hey, Swoop caught this, Swoop corrected us, and we were wrong. Swoop, you're in fact right, and give me the goddamn credit. Alex Alonzo, S. Wiggins, Buster Ass, Kev Rat, yo Buster Ass too. Because look here, you know of me too, Kev Mac. Don't act like I ain't never get on you before for all that Buster Ass lying that you be doing in these goddamn videos. Like you bringing up the fucking crab, Baba Louie fake ass, after Crip Moses ass, perpetrating his ass around about the Blood Alliance when his goofy ass wasn't even around. He wasn't around like that. And on top of this, you ask a damn crab, bringing all these crabs around to try to talk about the Blood Alliance. That shit ain't, that's no good. Neither one of your videos about the Blood Alliance, it's all bullshit. Those videos that you did are bullshit. I said it. And I debunked their ass multiple times. And Baba Louie made him rest in piss. Crab ass, rest in piss. I'm glad he's fucking out of here, so he could stop causing us further embarrassment. Y'all should have fucked him up when he was alive, but y'all just let it ride because y'all Buster ass LA niggas were after Crip Moses worshippers apparently. The fuck out of here. Yeah, fuck Baba Louie. He was a germ to the Blood identity. And he was a fucking Buster ass lobster. An imposter. Fake ass king. You're not a king. It's fucking crackhead. Snaggle too fast off the goddamn screen. Anyways. It's the dog. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section below though. I'm out.
So before it was Piru Street Boys, original Piru Street Boys, what did they call themselves then?
They was always neighborhood.